Greetings, beholders, and welcome to the Painted Dungeon. I am Stephen Oakes, and I'll be playing here with my wonderful friends Emmy Anderson, Anders Cardenas, Dee Jarvis, Daniel Cardenas, and Bianca Cardenas. And we are short one Mike. Mike Anderson. I know my friends. Sorry, Mike. Who's was a little under the weather, and we'll see him on our upcoming next episode. Okay, so for tonight, we left off. The party had just finished battling with some rogue purifiers who kind of went off going for the old ways of the purifiers and purging a small fishing village out on their own. There's piles of villagers that are being burnt. There's piles of orcs that are being burnt. This village had been asking for help for some time from adventurers, and that help came. The orcs were killed, but so were most of the villagers. The party has just finished looting, and I believe that is exactly where we are picking back up from. Most of the party is quite injured from the battle.
Well, I'm walking around stabbing people and taking their souls into my sword right now, so I'm not worried about resting. I personally was okay. So.
I don't need to rest.
I could use a nap. I am not looking very good. I have 7 hit points, so I'm barely there.
Yeah, I could use a rest just for spells and spell purposes, so I think it'd be good if we...
I'll stand guard then.
Yeah.
Through the time that we rest.
Okay.
I'll have Zeta sleep though, so she can...
So you are not resting, and the rest of the party is resting, correct?
Yeah, I'll stay up. Yep.
Okay. For this time, right as Galadesh leans down, you notice that Galadesh has an extra saddle bag that is on his right side. And Galadesh says to you, Murad, he says, "By the way, are you forgetting something important that you might have left on that ship?"
You may be right. I forgot the seeds.
Okay, so he says, "Luckily, while I was waiting, there was a lot of time that passed, and the one in the crow's nest did us a favor and gave us this saddlebag, and they should be inside."
Okay, I'm going to rummage through and make sure they're actually in there.
You go through them, and you see 3 small pots with the nice soil in them. They don't look to have been disturbed. They look like they could probably use a little bit of water.
Okay. I'll go ahead and give them some water from my water bottle.
Great. Okay. You guys lay down to rest, and Zeta curls up by your feet and lays down and then quiets down and then tucks in her clawed paws, and nestles in beside you, and you kind of sit down on Zeta, and Zeta periodically will open an eye and peek around and help you scout out, kind of doing cat naps throughout the night.
Very nice.
Okay. Well, everybody's mount is resting, and Sobek has gone through quite a bit of damage these last few fights. And Sobek, you see, has a lot of scars that are healing, and a little bit moody, but grateful for the chance to rest, and goes to sleep quite quickly. Now, while this is happening, I need everybody in the room to leave except for Dee and Emmy, because Dee, you are controlling the cameras, and I know you can keep it secret. But everybody else is Now, as sleep takes you, you wake up to see the giant spider that dealt a critical blow to you, biting you in the neck and knocking you near death, but it's toxin keeping you alive, and you're battling with it once more, and then eventually you realize this is just a dream, and then the spider disappears. In your dream, you kind of zoom out to a bird's eye view of the land, although this is a part of land you're not really familiar with. As you have zoomed out and you're kind of coasting slowly, getting a beautiful view of the land beneath you, you see a forest that starts to become darkened, and then everything becomes a little bit dark and silhouetted and hazy. In the far distance, you see what looks kind of like a cloud of smoke, but it is coming out slowly and steadily like a snake up to the sky, and you realize it is a shadow, and it is emanating from this points in the earth. You go to the shadow, and then you go down, and then you go underground, and you see many skeletons underneath in this part of the earth. You hear in your voice a champion needs a champion's blade. And you see, as you are zooming in, you're coming down and seeing a skeleton with a crown atop his head, and there is a candle on the front of his crown, emitting a soft, glowing light. And he's rested on a throne. And make a perception check.
That is a 16.
With your 16, you see that there is writing at the base of this throne, and this writing reads in common. It says, "Here lies King Freeman." And now, at the feet of this king and at the feet of this throne, you see the floor is completely covered in bones and skulls, rib cages, etc. And your vision begins to fade and go black, and you have one more vision where you are looking at you are actually seeing two different things side by side at the same time. And in one of these visions, you see you and one of your party members, Zulkul, and you are talking to Zulkul, and Zulkul has his head lowered, and he is being humble and considering your words. You have something quite heavy. You're not sure what it is to talk to him about. He then reaches for his sword. He draws it, but he then lays it and offers it to you peacefully. You then take the sword, and you see another vision of you and Zulkul by a river of lava, probably from Iron Bastion, where there is quite a bit of lava from the fire giants, casting it into the lava where it is destroyed, and the souls are being released. Pew, 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 pew. The other vision that's happening at this time is you have this conversation, the same heavy conversation with Zulkul. Zulkul draws his blade, and you two battle to the death.
Oh, great. Okay, that's fun.
You look next to you, outside of the two visions you're seeing simultaneously, and you see what looks like a deathly looking cloaked figure with a long scythe. And you recognize it and sense it from from its bearing to be a servant of Kelimvor, your god and patron. You hear a dark voice coming from this entity, and it says, "Two possibilities are in front of you. Let Zulkul work the way Zulkul does with his black razor sword. But once the king is dead, King Viknin Redblade of the vampires of Gloombreach, the sword must be destroyed. Balance must be restored, the balance of life and death."
I understand, and I will do my best to restore that balance.
We are only allowing this because there is already a great imbalance. Gloombreach should not be on our plane. They have their own gods and their own rules, and that does not coincide with how we do things. That is all. The specter swirls around in its cape and disappears, and you go back into your sleep.
Ah, great.
Okay. All right. As the party awakens from their slumber, Galadesh, you awaken and you take a quick peek into the saddlebags. Knowing that these will need sunlight and nutrients, you know that this is kind of a temporary situation, and you need to find a way to nourish these once they grow beyond this point. Mm-hmm. You do see that one of them, it has sprouted, and you can tell from the distinct yellow-green sprout with blue streaks in it that this must be Allura's sprout that has come out.
Okay.
You reach forward with your finger and you touch it, and you hear a voice in your mind. I need everybody else to leave except
We're playing musical chair, guys.
So, as you've touched this sproutling, you hear a voice in your mind, and it's very faint, kind of weak, struggling to have an awareness to itself, and you hear Allura's voice. Allura, you hear her voice, and she says, "Who is this? Where am I?"
Say, this is Murad. I found you in the forest.
Murad, you've been gone for so long. It's been so many years.
It has been way too long.
When you left, you were becoming a man.
I'm very much mad now.
I have been taken somewhere, me and Elysia and Fauna. We were uprooted by some undead, some giant undead beings. They uprooted us, they destroyed many of our sisters. They carried us away. I remember being taken and dragged through the earth such a long time, and then I remember great skeletal wings picking me and my two sisters up, or trees, as we were bonded to them. We were taken into a dark and dismal and cloudy place. We've been taken to a place where the realms are at a great conflict with one another, and it is always dark here. There's a little bit of sunlight that comes. It is very short, and it is usually through thick clouds. We are in a terrible, terrible place, Murad. I see a courtyard before us. We are visited periodically by undead entities, and one in particular. He is a lich. A fire giant lich, I believe, but he is quite small. He calls himself Zakag. He is performing experiments on me and the other sisters. Elysia says that she wishes you to return and rescue us. We would all like that, but make sure that if you come, that you are very careful and take your time. Raise an army, hire a dragon. Think the most crazy and extreme plan that you can, if you're to have any chance of success. We are in a courtyard in the midst of a castle that is quite high above the earth. I believe the castle may even be floating.
So they bring you there just for decoration for their courtyard?
I don't fully understand. I ask Zakag all the time, and he just smirks, and he cuts and trims bark off of us, drains us of our blood. He says we're going to go through a metamorphosis.
Has he given you any type of time frame of how long that will take?
No, but he is quite frustrated, so he can't be too far along.
Well, I'll make what preparations I can and see if I can find you to get there as soon as possible.
I have something to tell you, and I've hesitated to tell you for some time because it is quite heavy. But now that you are a man, you should know. We took you as a baby from a tree. Your village, your human village that you were born in, was under attack by some snake creatures called Yanti. And after fending off these creatures for a few days, the village received some reinforcements. These were powerful entities that are friends to us, known as Fenrir's Knights. They are werewolves. These werewolves fended off the Yanti, but during the last battle and its throes, the Yanti performed a dark ritual. This dark ritual summoned a blood moon, causing them to lose control, and they destroyed their own village. This village is known as Erebos, and it has been destroyed once before. There is something else that you should know. Your parents put you in that tree. The other child they hid in a cellar in their own house. The tree that you were put in was in their backyard. In the cellar, they put their twin baby. You have a brother. When we came to retrieve you, there were dwarves already rummaging through the cellar and pulling this young baby out from the cellar. They took the baby but did not find you in the tree, and so we took you and adopted you as one of our own. I see
Much for thought.
the lich is coming back. I have to go. And the voice recedes. As everybody is stretching their muscles from their long rest, doing their training exercises or spell preparations in the morning, spell rituals, why don't you all make a perception check?
16.
Yes. Wow, a good perception check. Marred by my -1 wisdom. 17.
16.
Okay, where do you perform your nightly ritual? Emmy?
I will just. Is there like houses nearby?
There's some houses.
I'm just gonna go into one and then go in there.
You go into a nearby house to do your ritual. Okay. In the morning, you guys notice that there is black smear that is on the side of Erlen's face, and it looks like it has been smeared there. And if you got a perception of 17, you know that you've seen it once or twice, different smears, and it's not a battle smear. It looks like she's been working in the dirt or the coal mines and missed a portion of her face in cleaning it. So that is it. It's a very small detail. Do with it as you will. There are some other houses nearby to explore. There could be other people or entities or loot in the houses. Might be worth checking out.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if there were any villagers that survived.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, following behind Gilby's lead, who all is going through these houses?
Not me. I'm gonna stay
You three?
behind.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys going through each house one by one together?
I would just say separate.
Yeah,
I would,
yeah.
Okay.
We'd probably go to different houses.
All right. Why don't you each make a investigation check?
Oof, that's terrible.
16. Wow.
Oh, you're
Seems
negative
to
on
be
that
a
one. Huh?
reoccurring roll for today.
16's a good roll. Nothing
I got a
wrong with
10.
that. A 10.
Yes.
Okay.
17.
We're gonna turn that back on. So 17, very good. It looks like the houses have been ransacked quite well, but Erilyn, you find 20 gold pieces that were hidden and underneath a mattress, and you find Bianca, your character.
Narrated.
Nareda, took me a second. It's been a couple weeks since our last meeting. Nareda, you find underneath the baseboard, you find a ring that looks like it has some magical properties to it. Gilby, you walk into a room and you see there is a whole bunch of blood coated all over the floor. You kind of carefully go into the kitchen and you see there is a couch, a cheaply made couch, and laying on it is a sickly looking dwarf, and he's curled up he's curled up in a ball with his back to you, and you hear right as you come in, he seems quite injured and quite hurt.
Okay. I'll come in and well I'll just kind of touch and say, what's going on? Are you okay? What happened here?
And as you come over and speak to him and reach for his shoulder, and you see it is Soggy. It is Smoggy.
What?
Smoggy's hands have been chopped off. They're wrapped in bloodied bandages that look like they've been
What?
needing the changing for quite some time. And he says, Gilby, me boy! me boy! And his eyes start to well up with tears a little bit as the shock of so much happening to him so recently in so much short time. It looks like his wounds are on his hands, his arms are fresh.
And I'll say, Smoggy, what happened to you? What who did this?
He tucks in his arms a little bit ashamed, and there's a quiver in his voice. He says, those damned men, they said I was an abomination, but they let me live if they took me hands.
Well, I'll say just wait a moment, and I'm gonna do cure wounds. Using my harp.
Okay.
Like, let me help you, Smoggy, and I'll play a little thing for him to heal him a little bit.
As you cast your spell, you see his face and some color comes back to his skin. His hands don't come back,
Yeah.
but he looks to you and he looks better, but his countenance still is destroyed. These were hands that were music makers, art makers. His love of life,
Right.
much of it has been dampened greatly by not having hands. He kind of starts to sit up and kind of uses an elbow to push himself sitting up. And he says, "What brings you? Oh, what about the men outside, Gilby?"
We've killed them all with a group of other travelers that are with me. We were able to kill the purifiers, but and I'll say, where have you been? I mean, you left that day, and with all that occurred, what happened to you? I thought you were dead.
Oh. He throws his head back in deep thought, trying to recollect and bring his own mind back to that day. And he says, that day, there was a lot of warring and battling between the frost giants and the purifiers. The purifiers, some years ago, as I've told you, they came in and they took what used to be called, I guess it's still called this today, but they didn't name it, 100 Axes, the fortress. They took it. And they took it from the orcs and they took it from the frost giants. And the frost giants and the purifiers periodically war with each other, and it sounded quite bad. And I went to go check it out, but when I did, I was picked up and shoved in a sack, and a frost giant took me to its home and sold me. They sold me to a family of cattle herders. Those frost giants eat a lot of food, a lot of cattle, a lot of meat. And I was a slave to them for ever since that day. Many years now.
I'll say, well, Smug, it's a relief to see that you're alive, but yeah, I've had my own run-in with the purifiers, and I was once part of them, but I did not agree with their doings, so with the rest of my group who are ex-purifiers, we left.
Ex-purifiers?
Yes. So
they don't do this, do they? He says, holding up his stumps.
And I'll say most of our group, fortunately, never went through the process of getting what is it called? The
purified.
Yeah, the purifying process. They got out in time before then, but yeah, it's sad, and I'm sorry to see this. Is there something I can do to maybe help you, Smoggy?
You say that you killed the purifiers outside. He kind of gets up and he hops off of the chair and he starts to walk outside. He says, "It is safe then."
Yes, it is safe.
He goes and he reaches for the door, and then his head droops and he looks to you. Do you mind me boy? And you see that he's pointing to a door handle. He can't open it.
I'll be like, oh no, Smuggy, I'll open it for you.
You open the door and he hobbles outside, looking around and taking everything in. And he goes over to the one named Trentus, his body, and he starts kicking in his face and repeatedly kicking him again and again and again. He says, "I'll take your damn hands! I'll take your damn hands!" And he takes his elbow and he does a people's elbow and drops right onto the face of Trentus. He says, I can't play me drums no more, me boy. I guess I'll have to learn how to sing.
And I'll say, don't worry, Smoggy. If anything, I will be your hands. I will be your instrument, and you can sing your lovely tunes.
He smiles for a brief moment, and then he shakes his head. And he says, "Me boy, there is much to tell you. I grew to love a woman. We were slaves at this family of herders together. LaFay was her name. And she was murdered a week ago. One of the giants, she was talking back to him, and he took her and he bit her head off and he ate her right in front of me. And he looks over and seeing a large dinosaur creature and a dragon creature and a giant raptor bird creature and a unicorn and a nightmare. And he says, are all these are your ex-purifiers?
Yes. Well, these are the mounts that they use.
He's pointing to your party members as well.
Oh,
yes.
okay. I thought he was pointing at the animals. I was like, yes, it's just these animals.
Okay.
No, I'll say yes. This is all of them.
I'll serve you all the rest of me life if you all go and kill that family with me up in the mountains. They ate me wife in front of me own eyes.
I'll say I will go, but I think it's best if you if we got you somewhere first, Smoggy. I wouldn't want you in battle.
He thinks about it. Make a persuasion check.
Ooh, that's good. Persuasion is a 22.
I'm going to jump in and say you can't expect a man who lost his family to not want to at least see the vengeance fulfilled.
And I'll say, but I don't want to see the man who raised me dead as well.
It'll be your job to protect him.
Old Stumpy's not gonna go punching any frost giants. I'll just stand in the back and watch.
Okay, you can stay on Sobek. Just never leave him.
Is Sobek gonna be in the battle?
Well, yeah, he
Looks
is.
up at how high for this dwarf, how high up in the air this mighty devil sword Sobek is. Says, I don't know, me boy.
Or if you
If
hide
I
in
fall,
a tree from,
what am I gonna catch myself with? He says, holding up his 2 stumps.
I'll say, or we could put you up in a tree where no one can
Oh,
see
don't
you.
put me up anywhere. I'm a dwarf. I belong on the ground. I will follow behind. Maybe we can fashion a sled. Yes, work. Make me a sled. Make me a sled. I shall ride behind.
Okay, I'll start grabbing wood to make a sled.
There's lots of snow up there, you know.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start gathering wood to make a sled.
Okay. Is this a group effort or is just Gilby making a sled? What is everybody else doing at this time?
I'll help in.
Okay.
I'll help.
Why don't the 3 of you make
Why are
survival
we?
checks?
Why we're attacking the family? You haven't explained what family. Are we fighting humans? What are we?
Frost giants.
Frost giants.
Cold-hearted beasts. Frost giants. You can take them. If you can take
I'm not
these, they're a
Yes.
clumsy lot. These are not frost giant warriors. They have one about them who is. You should worry about his name. His name is Johnsa,
Johnson, huh?
the one who ate me wife, Talc. You break his knees, you bring him to the ground, and I will stomp his eyes out. I will bite his nostril. I will do it. Let me at him.
As long as you let me have his soul, I'll be fine.
He looks awkwardly to his adoptive son Gilby upon that last comment. Having had some very poor experiences with purifiers lately, but trusting his son, who says they're ex-purifiers, but then he hears the thing about souls, the talk about souls. His countenance changes a bit.
I'll kind of go to Smog and be like, I do not trust this one so much, but just keep an eye on it. Don't worry about it.
He gives a very forced, very awkward smile to our Yuan-Ti pureblood Zulkul. Well, as you guys go forth in constructing this sled, he tries to tell you a little bit. So, they would hurdle elk, and I escaped because a Remmerhaz is a great giant insect beast, even bigger than the frost giants, came in and destroyed their fence. When the fence was destroyed, the elk were scattered and scrambled all down the mountain, running here and there, and I took the opportunity to run myself. Me girl. That's when she was picked up and eaten.
So how did you end up in this town?
I came down here. This was the closest village I could find for help. And I came down here. They needed help from orcs. The orcs got taken care of, but as you know the rest. Brave of you all to leave them purifiers.
Yes.
Okay, any more preparations before you guys head to his directions to the cold mountains?
Ooh.
I'll go up to Smoggy and be like, Smoggy, I've always wondered something. Like,
Yes.
I know that, you have always been a father figure to me, but do you know anything or where I came from?
Well, so many years ago, you were brought to me as a whelp dragonling, and there was a golden dragon dropped you off. And dropped off. Make a persuasion roll with that your last comment to see what he tells you.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. Persuasion is a 20.
Dropped off you and dropped off one other golden dragonborn. However, the other golden dragonborn was not alive and not moving anymore, and I buried that one. I buried your sibling, your sister.
Oh, I had a sister.
The golden dragonborn beseeched me to take care of you, and took off flying, only to be chased by a large green dragon. And they fought, and I never saw the golden dragon again.
Well, one day I have to find this green dragon you speak of. Or my true parents.
And I wish you the best in that, me boy.
But you'll always be my man, Smuggy.
Fist bump! Oh no!
He says thank you, and then he takes the stump and he rubs your knee with it because he can only reach your knee. Caresses you the only way he knows how.
Yeah, I didn't know Anders was in this story.
Oh
A
yeah.
drummer, he went to a singer.
Oh, that's what happened with you.
Yeah, he lost his hands too.
That's where all the surgery comes from. On the arms.
Yeah.
The arm surgery. Okay, so you guys head up the mountain, and you've crafted a sled, which is being dragged by which mount?
Mine.
Your mount. Okay. It kind of like does this a little bit. It goes up and down as it goes up certain things because Sobek is so big, but it works well enough. And he kind of hugs the rope that it is tied to, so he doesn't fall off. He can't grip onto anything, so that's the best he can do.
Just tie him onto it.
Not making like a seatbelt or something.
Timer.
He says, "Let's hear your musical skills." When you guys take a rest break as you're starting to scale the mountain into the snows, play me a song.
Okay, I'll just play a
Make
song.
a performance check. Which instrument are you using?
My lute. Actually, no, I'll play the harp. Because
Okay.
it'd be more soothing for him.
Okay.
So. Ooh, that's good. Performance is a 24.
Nice.
Beautiful. All right. As you're playing, he is inspired and he sings along with you, but his throat. He's gone through a lot of beatings the last few days, so he's singing, but his voice is kind of croaky. It's not very good. But he says he stops singing halfway through the song. Says, "You're doing great, son," and you play a beautiful song. You guys get back to it and start going up the mountains near the Lost Woods, kind of near where Murad's old grove was too, but past that as it's going upward into the cold mountains. Going upward into the ice and snow, you guys scaling get higher and higher and start heading kind of west around one of the mountains, the west point of this mountain, and I would like to see the group's formation.
I will be last.
You will
No.
be last.
I'll
Yeah.
be last because I'm pulling the sled. And we wanted him in the back.
I'll
so.
be in front of him, but
Okay.
behind everybody else.
Great.
I'll probably be in the front since this was near my forest.
All right. So for everybody's perspective, we are about right here on this map. So this is almost exactly west of the Lost Woods, right here. Okay. All right. Now, Murad, you were in the front with Galadesh, so then you two are in the middle.
Just maybe flying around.
Oh, very good. Let's get a perception check.
It's good to be around people. Just kidding.
Not 20.
Oh snap!
Oh,
That's what you get for flying around.
yeah.
I got a critical
I'm too
fail.
busy.
Critical
I'm
fail.
not paying
You're
too
very
attention.
focused. Your dad, you've just reunited
Yeah.
with. You're just trusting your party at
Perception
this
check.
point.
Let's see.
13.
That is going to be
13.
strong.
10?
One.
Very good.
Or no, 2.
All right. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
with the natural 20 of Erlen up in the air, Erlen, you are spotting 2 figures of what appeared, well, must be frost giants. You can't confuse them with anything. So they're as tall as many of these pine trees, and let me bring them out. And they are looking around, and they're making elk calls. That's my beautiful elk call. You are welcome. And they're trying to call elk to them. And you see one of them up here looks like he's not dressed like a herder. He has some metal plating on his armor. He's got a very nice looking axe. He looks a lot stronger than just a regular herder, which you're seeing down here. She is just wearing regular sheepskins as she's performing her elk call.
Alright, I'm going to notify the party. We have company, my friends. I see so far just 2 frost giants. One seems to be more of a herder. However, one is significantly more armored and has a very powerful looking axe, so I just say we be aware of him.
Should we strategically attack the strong one first?
That might be wise.
Or should we try talking to them? No, that doesn't sound right.
We're here for vengeance.
Yeah.
Talking
Yes,
is nothing.
there's no talking will occur. I think it may be better if we take out the weaker one. So
Smoggy crawls out slowly out of the sled and goes behind a rock and then hides and looks to you guys.
Okay.
He tries to give a thumbs up with his stub. He's like, he just gives a nod.
Okay.
He's recently stumpy, you gotta remember that, so he's not used to not having
Yeah, he's got to remember it, and he just went through all kinds of beatings and things the
Yeah.
last few days, so he doesn't remember it all.
That was my strategy, is attack the strong one first. I don't know what else anybody else wishes.
It may be best if we actually get rid of the weaker one. That way we only have to focus our efforts on the strong one after. I don't know. That's my thoughts, but I don't know what you guys think. But going against the stronger would be good too.
I say it's better to take our hits from the stronger one while we're all still at full health and feeling well, as opposed to being hit by the weaker one.
True.
The Amazon knows what I speak of.
Well, we can always get Narita to get in some good early blows.
That would be beneficial. That has done well for us in the past.
And I'm happy to follow behind you in the ethereal plane, just to make sure you're safe. Sounds good to me.
Okay, so what are you doing? You stealthing, using your invisibility options?
Yeah, I'm gonna go invisible.
Are you using a potion, or are you using your brand new gemstone to turn you both invisible? You and Shadow Quill.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it.
So you and Shadow Quill are invisible, and you will make a stealth check just because of all the snow and trees. You don't want a tree to start bouncing and shaking. It may not reveal things fully, but yeah, roll with advantage.
Yeah, good thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with your 20 plus score, you and Shadow Quill are comfortably able to leap from tree to tree with your massive leap via the air elemental feature of Shadow Quill. And you are going to the stronger one, yeah? Mm-hmm. Would you like to start attacking from here, or create room for the party and attack from here? Where would you like to start your attack?
Yeah, it's right here.
From here?
Yeah.
Great.
And she was falling behind.
Yeah.
So.
I'll just be in the ethereal plane.
Yes, you are. Where would you like to be?
Yeah, start doing your.
I guess like up by his axe, the head of his axe.
So it's an automatic.
Right here.
Great.
Very good. Now, why don't everybody roll some initiative? Welcome back, guys, from our break. we are starting with Nareda and Erlin, who are doing a surprise attack on the powerful warrior-looking frost giant who's up high, looking down below. So we're going to start with Nareda.
So my assassination. So I just tried. I just did 53 damage,
Awesome.
Nice.
and I also got a crit from Shadow Quill, so it's
dang.
plus 58 damage.
Oh, crap.
Oh,
Awesome.
100 damage.
A very, very bloody surprise as the frost giant, who is relaxed, wakes up to a rapier piercing through his neck, Shadow Quill's claws coming into his side and belly, and then we have Erlin, of course, and you are springing into action from the ethereal plane.
So it's Azrael's action to reappear, right?
It's a bonus to
It's a
reappear,
bonus to reappear.
isn't it?
One is an action. I think it's a bonus to reappear. I think
Okay,
it's an
great.
action to disappear.
I just wanted to specify beforehand. Okay.
Yeah.
So my lowest hit was an 18. Does that hit?
Yeah, they all hit.
Great. I'm gonna do some rolls.
You had it the wrong way. But
Exactly. No one will ever know. Surge. Who knows?
Not that color green.
Dr. Green.
I'm colorblind. Okay.
Sprite.
Yes.
Okay, so I do 30 damage to him with 2
Oh,
attacks.
nice.
And then Azrael is going to attack as well, and is going to do 25, so 30 damage. 20 is fire damage, and then 11 is physical.
Whew. Fire damage deals a little bit of extra damage. Awesome. He roars in pain. It is now. That was the surprise round, so we're starting at the top of the round. So it's Nareda's turn once more. You have enough time to get in another couple quick hits.
Wait,
And
can bonus
solo.
action cast spiritual weapon as well?
You can, yes.
no, you don't. You don't have advantage.
Blind dude.
Yes, with 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, you will.
Let's see which one.
So that was
Yeah, that already hit somebody from where we're at.
Oh, and that's another crit for Shadow Quill.
Nice.
I guess.
Well, he's got 20 more hit points left.
He's dead.
So you come in and you stab him again through his neck, and Shadoko digging even deeper into his flesh and the weak points of his armor, and the frost giant falls down to the ground without ever getting a chance to attack. The warrior lies dead, and you see down here the herder. She turns around and except her voice is deeper because she's a frost giant. It is now Gilby's turn.
Okay. Would I be able to reach?
Now, you guys are actually going to move at half speed
Okay.
if you're on the ground. You two are not on the ground. The rest of you are. Okay. So where you getting to?
Let's see.
To her, I don't know.
To
if I
her. So is he dashing or using regular movement?
could- how far would he get with regular movement?
So he would have been back here, actually,
Yeah.
unfortunately, because of stealth and things. So he probably gets to right there with regular movement.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use.
It is dark and cloudy, and so that's why they were able to stealth that close.
I'm gonna use vicious mockery. Am I 60 feet from her?
You are not 60 feet.
Okay, then I'll. No, that's 60 feet as well.
Far away.
And I don't know if Shatter would be a good idea. So I will just. I'm just gonna. What the heck is it called? I'm just gonna bardically inspire.
No, you're gonna attack her.
No, the. I'm gonna bardically
Murad.
Murad. I'm gonna
Yes.
bardically inspire Murad. Murad.
Think Barbarian Marauder Murad.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
I'll bardically inspire him, and that's what I'll do for now because I can't
Beautiful.
really do much.
Okay, do you want him to dash? Or
Oh yeah. Let's dash him.
I'm not moving very fast because of the snow.
Okay.
Next up, it is very deep snow. It is Erlen's turn. Back to Erlen.
Alright, I'm gonna fly over to her. My lowest to hit was a 16. Is that hit?
Yeah, you hit her.
Okay, great. So I'm going to do 17 damage, and then Azrael is going to do another 30. 20 fire damage, 11. Or 31, sorry.
Okay. She roars into pain as you've come in from behind and dealt heavy damage to her.
My spiritual weapon will also move, but it's not going to get there in time.
Right, 30 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, your spiritual sword begins to float down in her direction, having some distance left to go. It is now Zulkul's turn.
All right, I had not Zulkul. I had Zeta move up as fast as she can through
Now,
it.
because she can burrow, she can move at burrowing speed, unhindered.
Okay.
I should say that. So her speed is 45.
Yes.
All right, 45. Boom. She gets right there.
Okay, and I will Eldritch Blast.
What's your range on Eldritch?
120 feet.
Yeah, you got her.
Okay, I rolled with the attack. I hit one time for 7 damage.
Oh, up in 70.
Okay. You blast her with your Eldritch Blast, and she is quite hurt. I hope you get the chance to use that. Next up, it is Murad's turn.
Alright, we have Galadesh move, and then I'm going to rage, and I'm going to teleport 20 feet.
Oh, give me your mini. All right, you teleport 20 feet. You got just about 10 feet to get to her, which you totally make.
Okay. And I'm going to attack her twice, and I crit on one.
Excellent.
Please let me use please.
So I'll be 19 on the first hit, and 24 on the second.
Awesome.
Dang. I did 7 damage.
Okay, she is looking terribly hurt as you've come in with your axe, teleporting up to her. Hack, right into her. The snow is coming down. It is dark, cloudy, and foggy, and she is looking like she is barely being able to stand up. She drops to a knee. It is now her turn, and she goes to grab Erlen behind her as she just doesn't like the fire, and you're the closest and easiest thing for her to grab, and she goes to grab you. So you need to make a athletics.
Remember that was a just specifying that. That is a 21.
She natural 20s.
Oh,
she
shoot,
grabs you.
dude.
She grabs you and she hurls you, and you fly a total of 140 feet down that way. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. You're about the size of one of their boulders, and you're not as aerodynamic, so you don't go near as far, but you go far. Let me see her.
Hey, man.
Now you go and you're
alive.
she aimed for a tree. It doesn't hit a tree because there's no trees down this way, and you start sliding down the snow, rolling. You are going to take some damage from this because you're traveling so far. You are periodically cracking and launching into the air, and then tumbling and rolling as you hit a rock or a tree stump. You're going to take a whopping 50 points of damage as you've hurled down this far.
Okay.
You guys are going up scale a mountain, and that's Now, now you are going to lock in your attacks for your next attack. I will let you do that this once because that was too good. Okay, you guys see? You guys see this frost giant herder who was calling elk earlier? Reach behind her. She's she's on her last legs, literally, she's barely standing up. But she grabs behind her, grabs Aralyn, and airs her down that mountain, and she whizzes past Murad, whizzes past Galadesh, whizzes past Sobek, Gilby, Zulkul, and Zeta.
This is not my proudest
And
moment.
then and she goes down into the darkness. You guys don't even see her. It is now. She was almost dead. It is now Nereida's turn. High five!
So sad. I'm so sad.
Oh man. Okay.
I'm gonna go attack her.
Okay, beautiful. With your 60 feet, hang on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, you got it. Oh, wait, that's to her, where her horse is. Sorry.
You said it was 80 from where I was.
I did. She's further back than you. So, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, yeah, just make it. So, leaping up from over the crest of the cliff and zoning in, gliding through the air majestically and quietly, coming in to strike she who just chucked your homie.
Okay. Yeah, I'll attack her right in her neck. And I think I killed her because I got a natural 20.
Okay, yeah, she's she had 40 hit points
Yeah,
left
that's really
with one of your natural 20s. Now did Shadow Quill hit as well?
Yeah.
Okay, she's dead. You guys come in, stab her, and Shadow Quill comes in, bites again, snapping her neck just barely, and she crumbles to the ground dead. And what do you guys do at this time? Your compadre is into the darkness of the night. You kind of just see silhouettes down there, but you don't see her. You can't quite hear her unless somebody's calling out.
I'll have Zeta go after her. I'm getting down and stabbing these giants.
You dismount and Zeta starts burrowing to your direction. You see burrowing through the snow like a shark, going through the snow, and then pop up next to you and then shake as the snow slides off of Zeta's thick scales, dragon scales.
Hi, Zeta.
Zeta kind of lowers one of her shoulders, offering a ride.
I will climb aboard.
You climb aboard Zeta. You've been trudging through the snow very slowly uphill, and now she starts sharking back to the party's direction, where you guys can recuperate.
I'm gonna investigate the bodies of these giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate the wall there.
Ooh.
Now also
it's
call
insane.
Smoggy and be like, Smoggy, it's your opportunity to go crazy on these guys. They're dead.
Smoggy's trudging.
This is completely against your ways,
trudging through
dragon.
the snow.
This
As
is for
I'm
Smoggy,
stabbing.
but he's not stabbing him. He's just beating him.
I know. You're basically hacking at this guy, stealing his soul. Anyways,
Smoggy looks to you too curiously as you're stabbing into the giantess, and you two exchange. And he
would
says,
he notice the sucking, the soul sucking
as the
abilities?
soul's
of this?
whirling?
Yeah.
You know, with everything that he's been going through, he doesn't really care right now. He
Okay,
really
good.
fails.
Good.
He runs up to her and he says, "Yeah, stab her good." And he goes up and he starts kicking her in the face, and then he elbows her in the neck that was snapped by Shadow Quill. He's got some blood on him. He rubs it in the snow, and yeah, you guys were looting. What were your investigation checks?
17.
24.
24.
Dang.
No, sorry. I'm thinking of perception. Investigation, that's a 19.
19. Okay. Well, I'm
That's
going to
still really good,
use this anyway. So, all right,
17.
Murad, you find this axe was very, very, very nice. It's a good thing the giant didn't get a chance to use it. You touch it, it shrinks down, which is a good tell it wasn't made by giants. Giants don't like that kind of enchantment. This is the Axe of Thunder, and it has the ability... Oh, after the Ritual Identify spell is cast by Gilby.
Yes.
This axe has a magical thrown speed of 35 feet or 70 feet disadvantaged. The axe teleports back to its wielder immediately on mental command. On a natural attack roll of 20 or 19, Thunder Wave and Lightning Bolts are cast, centered on where it hit.
Dang!
The current wielder will be immune to its magical damage and effect. It is a +1 great axe.
That's a fantastic axe.
So its ability to be thrown because it's a
That's
great
a
axe
nice
normally
axe, Steve.
makes no sense.
Like my axe.
Like
do
what?
like
Stop,
axe very
stop staring at
much.
my axe.
Oh boy.
Tap that axe. Okay. Meaning to tap it, like you tap it sideways to hit somebody in the head.
Yeah.
Clearly.
that's
Like
the
I'm
one.
tapping a tree.
Yeah. Back in my day, we called that chopping down trees, not.
That's true. That's true. What am I thinking? Okay.
It's all good.
So Smoggy
Taller women.
Yeah.
rolls around in the snow to get blood off of him, and then he stands next to your nightmare to dry off as he's just waiting as the snow's melting off of him and evaporating next to the warmth of Redmare, who suddenly to everybody in the whole party and vicinity, you notice even your mounts are like walking up to be next to Erlin's mount, Azrael. As Azrael is radiating warmth. Azrael, not used to this attention, just kind of awkwardly is walking and stopping periodically to look at everybody following Azrael. The only one who's not doing this is Galadesh. Galadesh does not like the smell of Azrael at all. Being one is a celestial creature and one is a part infernal creature. Okay. Now, are we resuming? Are we resuming the same formation as before?
Once I get back, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you've made it back.
Okay, great.
Yeah, you surfed aboard.
Oh yeah.
Aboard Zeta, right? Okay, so let's put you guys back, and we are going to. Smoggy says we're getting very close to the farm.
Oh, I'm gonna use land hands on myself so I can get some hit points back.
Were
But
those?
I gotta say, this big feller up there, I do not recognize. They must have asked for help.
Oh, so which one was the family member from the ones?
Oh,
in
the
battle?
one who I just people's elbowed on the throat that you've been stabbing. This lady down there.
Very nice.
Yes,
Was this daughter?
she was one of the daughters. Yes, her name was.
So we still have difficult ones ahead of us.
Yeah, her name was Fa.
F.A.
Yeah, I called her Effer behind her back.
Nice.
So we'll find the mother of Effer pretty soon.
High five! And then he holds up a stone.
For the first time, Zulcool actually laughs at that and chuckles a little. Like, what? Wait, what? Hold on, what? Why am I laughing?
What is this feeling?
This is odd.
Wonderful. Okay. Now, as you guys
You
are
genuinely had him have an emotion of laughter. That's great.
traveling in your same formations, we are going to have perception roll from Murad and from Erlin. Okay, you two are going to have the perception being at the spear point of the group. Okay?
After 20.
I got
Oh,
15.
Man, we're rolling really good today.
all the bad karma your characters suffered at the beginning is finally coming around. Well, this lasts a minute, so
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's good.
Poof, it disappears. I cannot reach her. She is gone in the abyss. The giants hurled her too far. Oh, what is this? A magical device to bring...
Maybe. It's called your fingers.
I'm just
Good
stuck.
job.
That's it.
Okay, I'm going to set you guys back over
Yeah,
here.
cool.
You guys are scaling slightly up the mountain as you are continuing west and north, around the mountain, spiraling upwards. As you continue, you guys then have a sight of what looks like a broken fence and some large drifts of snow that have looked like they've been tossed out from the ground, from underneath, exploding upward, and this kind of makes sense with the story that you were told, Gilby, about the Remmerhaz that attacked earlier. Okay, and you see this fence is open. There are no cattle inside, but you guys do see a couple of silhouettes in the distance headed in the direction of this fence, in your direction currently. So you guys have a moment to collaborate and plan. We're going to take another quick break while I set up this next battle scene. Welcome back. We now have our field set up. So back here in the back, they may or may not be on camera yet. Yes? No? Not yet? Okay. But we have some giants that are making their way, a trio that is making their way down into this area. And it looks like they're carrying some lumber with them. Now, we're going to continue with our turns the way that they are. The party is not here just yet. I'm gonna move the party a little bit. You guys have a little another round or two before they get to this area. You don't know if they've seen you or not. I'm going to say you guys are just behind the view of the camera.
Well, that last plan worked very well for us in getting those surprise rounds in. I'm an opportunist. If you want to take the brunt of the force, that's fine. I'll steal all the souls I want. I mean, relieve them of their
Yeah, there you go. There it is.
of their existence, I guess. Yes.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Sobek's pretty big, so it'd be good to maybe hide behind something.
I mean, we can try and do what we did last time and take one of them out. Just in a sneak attack.
I can have Zeta and myself burrow and try to get closer. Well, if they were heading this way.
As they've been
Yeah,
heading in
we-
that
we
direction,
want-
they are exactly right here, right now. They're coming forward. It looks like they're all carrying some lumber. They have weapons sheathed currently. Looks like they're headed to repair this gate, which has collapsed right here. Is the
Also,
Let's
collapse.
set the ambush.
Yeah, I'll also mention I can. Initially, I could. Well, I don't know what would be best because I could cast Fireball and that may hurt them a lot because they are frost giants. So, but I don't know. That well, I think that would be good to start. But she does do a lot of damage initially. I don't know. I can do a lot of damage to several, or we can try to kill one initially.
What do you want to do, Nerdy?
Do you guys want to make stealth checks now that they're getting really close and make sure you guys are hidden?
Oh, please.
I have to roll at disadvantage.
I rolled a 2.
Can I just go into the ethereal plane?
You can.
Great, I'm gonna just do
That is
that.
really bad.
13. Nice. I have good stealth too.
7 plus 4. I got 11.
I should say decent, not good. 'cause
That's
Okay. They're looking up. And they're talking amongst themselves. Does anybody speak giant?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yep.
You hear, what's that over there?
Too.
I don't know. Looks like some of the slaves. No, there's some big creatures. Cattle? And they're just confused and they're headed in your guys' direction.
She would understand giant too. 'Cause she was.
One of them says, purifiers! And
I'm gonna cast. I'm
I'm gonna
So you would understand what they said.
it's
fireball.
it's Narita's turn. There's no
Yeah,
surprise
yeah.
at this point. But you can get ready with that.
Yep.
You are high up on the initiative order still. So Narita, it is your turn, and then Gilby, and then Ireland, Zulkul, Vemrad. And luckily the Giants are still last because that last battle was really short.
Those nat 20s wouldn't happen to carry over. would they?
I will let them this one time carry over.
Sick! Oh my gosh,
For-
that's great.
For fun. Yeah. Ooh.
That was a really crappy fireball. Okay.
You're gonna add 10 to fireball damage, is what we will do for the frost
That was
giants.
super weak. It's like the worst
That's an
fireball I've ever
elemental
done.
clash.
1, 1, 1, 1, 1,
1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, and then a 5.
1.
It's such a bad roll. Okay.
Alright, so Narita, whenever you're ready.
Okay. I'm gonna give attack.
Now you guys are back here, so you're gonna be coming from behind, just behind the ridge of this thing.
Okay, am I able to attack anyone?
You can if you use your ranged weapon, or
Okay.
you can just move in closer.
I just move.
Yeah, but
Do you want to move like this and take cover, or do you want to go straight towards somebody?
Over. Yeah.
This
I
way?
see. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, you move this way and take some cover, so that you're not a complete target by yourself. Okay, so you have moved forward. You have enough. You could probably get there with a dash from all the way back there, but you're playing it safe. You're going back there. It is now Gilby's turn.
Okay, would I be able to reach using fireball? It's 150 feet.
Yeah, so if you start heading in, especially, you're heading you're directly towards them? Are you headed to the side like
Can I
Narita?
go cast and then hide? Would I have enough to move? Would-
Yeah, you'd be able to take cover. It won't be a hide.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, you can do that. So cast Fireball here and then take cover there.
Yep.
Okay.
So I need to make a save.
So he'll go prone after that, which will use half of his movement speed to get up. Not go down. Next turn.
Wait, what?
So next turn, Sobek will spend half of his movement speed getting up from the prone
Oh,
position,
gotcha.
coming out of the snow and standing up with you on his back.
Okay.
But I rolled
You
their
know,
fire
the
check
thing-
already. Was I heard you were doing that? They natural 20'd, but luckily it wasn't that good of a fireball damage roll. It sounds like.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, but
did what
what
he
was
did,
the
but-
damage?
So 20 here plus the 10, so
Plus
30.
the 10, so 30. So then they're going to take half and then half against. They're going to take 7 damage apiece, which is still
Oh, that's right. That's what I meant.
well for 2 of them. Still not bad. Okay. I don't know. It's pretty low. Okay, next turn.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm gonna bonus action bardically inspire her.
Awesome. So Narita, you have some inspiration you can add to an attack roll or save. Ireland, it is your turn.
Sorry, I'm doing some math. Okay. So I am gonna fly up to the nearest one, wherever that is.
Yeah, 80 feet is going to get you right here.
Awesome.
Okay. So you'd have to dash to get to any of them, which you can. Oh, because I had you back here hiding. You didn't have to be hiding. I guess because you were in the ethereal plane, you didn't hide like everybody else. You could have been right here, and you can actually go to anybody.
Which
That would
does
be
any?
perfect.
Okay,
There's
I'm
one
gonna
that
try
took
this one.
So,
Damage.
so one of them looks very much like the other one that was tough. The other one looks more like a herder, and this one you think looks like a warrior, but there's a lot of furs too. It's hard to tell.
I'm gonna go for the one that I know does damage to the guy. This guy with the axe. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I hit 3. Well, my lowest hit was a 17, and the other 2 were crits.
They all hit.
Okay, great. So, my first attack is gonna do 54 damage. And then my second attack is gonna do.
Remember to artistically describe.
Yes.
what
So I'm gonna fly up to him, and I'm going to my sword is going to ignite in like a black flames, and then I'm going to strike him twice. Yeah, that's the word.
All right. Because these are critical hits, you're hitting him in the face.
Awesome. So then the second hit is going to do 16 damage, and then
16?
Mm-hmm. And then Azrael also crit was the second crit, and so Azrael's going to go up. And how does that? Does it double damage?
You'll add 5 points of fire damage
Okay.
for her fire damage.
Okay, and then so for the crit, is it doubled? For
Oh,
the
crit! Then you just double the damage altogether.
Okay, so 36 doubled is
72.
that. It's the damage that Azrael did. Stomped him twice in the nose.
Okay. He looks very messed up with you as he's taken 2 bursting necrotic. You can call it radiant or necrotic. Your god is kind of neutral, so whatever you would like to say it is.
We'll do necrotic.
It's a
fine.
permanent decision. Necrotic damage to his face as he's been hacked at and stabbed, and Midnight Flame gets him in the face. This is not Midnight Flame, this is Azrael.
This is.
Gets him in the face as well, and he looks very badly hurt. It is now Zulkul's turn.
I will have Zeta dash me as close as I can get. And I will cast... Oh, okay, maybe not that close. Yeah, about right there. That's good. And he's... Zulkul, I am going
Sorry,
to...
burrow speed is what now, 30?
Yes.
Okay, so dash will get you exactly here.
Okay. Perfect. I will select the region right behind these 2. It's a 20-foot radius.
Oh, I see.
And I am going to use Hunger of Hadar.
All right. This is the icy acid tentacles.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah,
so
it's an Akira.
black darkness appears and these white translucent tentacles begin burst up. They are immune to the cold aspect of the damage, but they will take the acid part of the damage,
Awesome.
which is
It's a 2d6, so that's going to be... Let's just do an average.
It's just
We didn't take out your 6.
like a couple.
Your 6 is 4. Oh, there is one. You're doing there. That's right. Not quite. Wait, what the F?
Just swim a little further away so you
Not
can't.
quite.
I want to get thrown
Plus
again.
fat.
oh well, you don't want to disengage though, right?
It's basically the
Use
average.
your action.
5.
But great point.
5 acid damage. They're blind in there. That's the main reason I did that. I didn't want them throwing stuff at us.
Very good. They are blinded. That is very good. Beautiful. And next up, it is Murad's turn.
All right, I'm going to have Galadash dash, and I'm going to, for the very first time, try to throw this axe and critically fail twice.
You critically fail 2 times. Now, because you critically failed twice, one of these attacks is going to go at Zulkul. Make an attack roll.
Oh, Lord, Terry. I'm a natural 20. Okay, good.
No, but that's
I'm 20 armor class.
a 17, so that'll miss.
Okay, so you hear a as the axe spins by your head. Murad kind of hasn't thrown a weapon in quite some time, and it's a brand new great axe, and he's unused to its magical propelling properties. And luckily, you are not hit, but neither are the 2 targets in the darkness.
I am missing 2 dice.
Now we are back
Sixes.
to the giants. Okay.
That's what I was
Now the giant turns around. He sees Erlen, and he makes a grapple check against you. Let's see how it goes. There he got. Oh my god!
Did he cry?
Natural
He
20.
got a natural 20.
Down the mountain she goes.
He picks you off of your mount and wanting to leave you out of the battle as quickly as possible. Not underestimating a purifiers. These frost giants are in conflict with them on the regular. He hurls you just like before. Let's see that beautiful mini of yours.
Yeah.
And you are hurled all the way back here to the start. This is one of those delightful, unique challenge battles that we are facing here. But the good news is, Azrael's still there.
Yeah.
And so he is going to. That was a grapple to grab you, and then that was a second attack to throw you, and that is actually all the attacks that he has. This giantess, trying to leave this wretched darkness behind her, runs up to Zulkul and uses her bonus action to. Actually, no, she's going to pick up one of the logs, and she hurls one of the logs she was carrying before. She's still blind.
Mm-hmm.
She's still blind.
She's blind only until the end of this turn.
She's blind for a turn, and she narrowly misses you
Oh,
as it whizzes past your head. And then this giantess runs up here, blind as well, and she just kind of barely knowing where she attacks with disadvantage. And she gets an 18 to hit you. Does that hit you?
Yeah, so that's
So
a miss.
narrowly you're and if you had hair, but as a snake guy, this particular character does not have hair.
Nope.
It whizzes right past you, and you just feel the cold air across your scalp, your scaly scalp. And at the start of round 2, you guys do see a couple more giants are beginning to run, roaring, trying to scare off as the call of purifiers was heard nearby. And a couple more giants are coming to join the fray, but they will have dashed to start way back here, trying to enter the battle. Next up, it is Nareda, and then Gilby, Errol, and Zulkul Murad. Now you are back
Run.
here.
That's all I can do, man.
You're going to the closest targets. Awesome.
Okay.
And you will be able to flank. Technically, you're a large creature. Zeta's a large creature. You're a medium. He's a medium. So I'd say together, you guys with this huge creature are able to get advantage now.
Sweet.
So I used my rapier. He's gonna take 25 damage from me
All right.
and 29 from Shadowfall.
Beautiful. Coming in and attacking, surprising from the side, you deal damage into this giantess with the 2 blades. It is now Gilby's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna use one of my fireballs from my necklace to just try to.
That was good, though.
I don't know how.
You want to try to
Yeah.
do this?
Yep.
Okay, you're going to give you advantage on a dex save. If you make it, you take 0 damage. So go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw. With advantage. Okay, you take no damage as the fireball detonates. You kind of lean back just a little bit to get completely outside of the explosion radius.
18, 19 plus 5 is 24. So 24, damage plus 10, so 34.
34 points of damage with the 10. Awesome. They both fail.
So they'll both take 34 fire damage.
Beautiful.
And that was for my necklace that time. Because I have the necklace of fire. So.
Wonderful.
And then Sobek, would he be able to reach that?
Use an attack to break this gate and you can reach her.
Okay.
You just need a 10 to hit and you'll destroy it.
A 10 exactly. So
he just whips around with his tail and scatters lumber in the area, and then he runs up to bite the giantess.
okay, that'll hit. So 33 damage. And I don't know if she makes a grapple save or not, but
No.
okay. Yeah, he
Actually,
bites.
yeah.
So he bites at her.
Alright, she's starting to look badly hurt as he is coming in and bites her shoulder. Let's see if she grapple escapes. She does not. So his teeth are sunk into her shoulder,
That's much
keeping her from running off. And it is now Erlen's turn.
Okay, well, I'm gonna. Erlen's gonna stand up and
Half
just
speed.
start running.
And you barely get here because you have speed to stand up, and then your half speed movement the rest of the way, unfortunately.
And then Azrael's gonna hit the giant again and do.
You know, he has a fireball. I shouldn't say things like that.
That's what I was gonna do.
That's what you were going to do anyway.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said anything because I didn't need to.
So it's just 40 damage then, because of the extra 5 after he makes a dex save.
Failing the dex save, 2 targets. She's been trained to target multiple, okay? That will be part of her training, so that's going to be 40 damage to 2 targets.
Yep.
Nice.
Beautiful, and both of these giantesses, the warrior and the herder, are both looking very badly hurt and burned, and they are screaming as their beautiful hair has been burnt to a crisp from 2 fireballs, and they are trying to shout away the fire and flames on their heads. It is now hair, beard, whatever. So next up, that was Erlen's turn. Zulkul, it is your turn.
cool. I will have Zeta now move up. Well, actually, not move up. I don't need her to move. Zeta's attacking, and I am also attacking after I utilize my.
Are you attacking
Hexblade.
the one you had advantage on, or
Yes,
this one?
the one I have advantage.
Okay,
on.
great.
Yeah, Hexblade curse that one,
Yeah.
and I'm going to attack. And let's see, the lowest to hit is a 16.
Yeah, you hit. 16 is what you need to hit the warriors. 15 for the regular.
Okay, so that is going to be 13, 26 damage for me. And Zeta will do her typical thing, do that bite thing, and she's going to deal 20 piercing and 20 lightning damage.
Okay, so as you come through and stab with your sword, Zeta comes in and bites right into the giantess's thigh through her leather armors and shocks her whole body. And from all the damage and fire she's suffered, she falls to the earth, thudding into the snow dead. Next up, it is Murad.
Do I see any giants around me?
Yeah, so you are charging up. You can charge up and get on top of this giantess that just fell, and you can attack her. The herder right here.
Oh, well, I raged, so I can teleport 20 feet.
Oh, well, yeah. If you want to teleport too, you can
I'll
do that.
teleport to her. And everyone in a 15-foot radius and the 100-foot line's got to make a dex and a con save.
Well, that's going to be Dex and Con?
Mm-hmm. So I got a 19.
Fun with that.
Dex and Con.
In a 100-foot radius,
100-foot.
Line.
100-foot line.
I'm assuming
Okay,
I'm the only one.
so-
Me and
No, 10-foot radius from you.
And a
And
100-foot line
Okay.
in front of me.
What point did you rage after teleporting?
No, I raged before I could
You raged
teleport.
before- right,
because
so
the
that-
teleporting would be cut.
Okay, so you and your mounts need to make those dex saves.
Okay, here comes the Dex save
And
first.
that.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, and then this is the one that's not good. This is a con save?
She critically fails her
It's a-
dex save. You'll
it's a
add your
different-
barbarian roll to the damage.
Okay. It's only if you're in
Yes.
front of me. I don't think you're in front of me.
You said dex save?
So the side So the sideways
For the
damage
10.
is for
So
those
it's
two.
a 5 foot wide line, 100 foot line in front of me.
Right. And then was there also a
And then
sideways?
the thunder wave is 15 feet.
Oh, that's what he was making.
Oh,
me
okay. Okay.
Okay, so I only have to save for the thunder wave.
Yeah.
Okay, I made that save.
But the thunder wave is a little longer.
Most damage. Okay, I did.
No,
make that
sorry,
save.
that's not true. That's the
What do you need?
You
What's the save?
you are at a point where if you make the
Be a
save, I'll give you
15.
advantage. If you make it, you'll take
It's
0
a good thing it was in the
damage.
second because that's what I freaking rolled.
Which this is a
Yeah.
Constitution saving
That would
throw.
have been bad.
Oh, so not
Yeah.
very well.
7.
That's a 7.
Getting
Okay, so then what's the damage?
So
Yes,
for
I'm
the
not
thunder
dead.
wave, it's 9.
So you'll take 9 points of damage.
Okay.
You just have to trudge through the snow.
So that means
Go walking 17 feet.
the giant will take from the thunder wave for adding my level the additional 8, so 17 damage from the thunder wave. Another 9 damage from the melee attack, and then the lightning bolt is 36 damage.
A total of 36?
What was it,
No,
thunder wave?
the thunder wave alone is 36, or not thunder wave. The lightning bolt alone is 36.
36. So give me the totals when you guys give me your damage. It'll make it easier for me.
What did I have to save for? Thunder wave.
15.
Just
15
in the
damage?
future,
Okay, so
between you and your mounts, give me the
so
total.
7.
And I can do the math faster that way.
So total 68 damage.
Beautiful. Okay, so
Yeah.
you come in and
I have a 9.
with your great axe,
So does he.
and she
So he
flies
doesn't
and
take any damage.
her body
Oh, wait, thunder's not lightning.
spasmodically gets thrown around from the lightning, and she falls over in front of you, right beneath Sobek, and she is dead. It is now we got this giant warrior over here. It is his turn, and he's going to provoke an attack. He's going to provoke an attack of opportunity from Azrael. He doesn't want anything to do with that horse, and he runs up to Murad, and he tries to pick up Murad. So he got a 22 grapple.
Oh, she is.
It's a shame. I got a 18.
18. What was the? You suffered 50 points of damage before from
Yes, from the toss.
that? So this is the other toss. You would have suffered that again.
Okay.
50 points of damage from that, and you suffer 50 points of physical damage, which you're raging. You're having it.
You have a friend by you now, Emmy.
That
Did you-
was.
whatever.
did you
got
do your
his
second
studio
one?
teleport.
Alright,
Teleport.
And he starts to run this way, unhindered by snow as a frost giant. He's at one with the ice and the cold.
Oh crap! I forgot about this.
These giants are dashing to try to reinforce their ally. This guy's going to go up here and he's going to throw a rock right at Nareda.
Just so you know, Steve, that sphere of Hunger's Hadar
Oh,
is
still here?
there.
He wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Alright, he goes right next to Shadow Coil and Nareda. Okay, so to attack, that is a 23 to hit Nareda. So Nareda, a big old rock comes your way and hits you for 33 points of damage. and it's gonna make you need to do a strength saving throw to stay a hold of Shadow Quill. Okay, so you see your beautiful mini. You fall prone onto the ground, onto this rock, and you are prone. And as you've been knocked off of your mount, and then he was over here, so he's just going to drop down to right here, and then he shouts out, "Oh, I'll keep your bird!" He hollers in your direction, but you have to go. And then this woman running down this way says, "I'll squish you into jelly!" And next up, it is Nareda's turn. You hear words of encouragement. "Stab him! Stab him, Blue Elf! Stab him good!" And you get a point of inspiration. You can add a D8 to any attack roll or save throw.
Nice.
So she's by the
So
inspired
two,
twice.
you've been inspired twice, exactly.
That's
I
right.
could use that to save.
But can
Oh well.
You would have to stand up and then.
where am I?
Yeah, you have your speed to stand up, and then you can use movement to get up here and bonus action mount again if that's what you'd like to do. But then you still have your actions, all of your actions available to you.
Yeah, can I do it?
Great.
Okay.
Who are you attacking?
There's the big warrior right here who was trying to flee earlier, and then a warrior coming down this way and a herder coming down this way. After Narita, Gilby, Erlin, Zulkul, Murad.
Yes. If I
Oh, that one died.
just trying to
Back
think,
from D.
if I were to dash, like my mount were to dash on my turn,
Yeah.
You
get to right
60
here.
feet, would I be able to reach
60 feet? You can get like to right here, 60 feet, and with the reach, you could probably hit her. But
Because with his dash, and then no, I'm trying to hit him with something.
oh, 60 feet from there to there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say you can hit her.
Okay. Well, it's a 10-foot radius. It's just something I'm thinking of. Maybe good to use.
Okay, there was a total of 94 damage between me and
Shadow Quill. Did Shadow Quill action surge or
No, he.
okay?
Yeah.
He critted.
Critted.
Yeah,
Awesome. He has
got
a high crit
18,
range.
So,
Oh yeah,
Yes.
he does.
yeah.
Very lethal. Awesome. Okay, so turning around and coming in, dealing 94 points of damage. Oh man, that is
He dead.
yeah. Okay, so he's running and then he gets stabbed into, like the others, falling to the ground and sliding into the snow, bleeding and blooding, turning the snow red. There's a lot of red snow in this vicinity. These giants are quite big. Next up, it is Gilby's turn.
So I would have had him dash this way. And I casted. So I'm casting Shatter in this vicinity right here. So this is all gonna
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
and fall on top of it. Well, I don't know it'll fall on her, but it should try to destroy that. So
Yeah.
They need to make a.
I think Steve needs to make a roll for an avalanche.
There will be a small avalanche, but it is not a very big
okay.
mountain, and it is just snow they're falling in.
So, is that a
No, I'm
con
just thinking from
save?
the
Con save.
from me doing Thunderwave and from what's about to happen.
Oh,
Depending
yes.
like how big the mountain is, how much snow there is.
Yeah. It goes up, but it is slanted. Right. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I think that's a great idea. Okay, so if I roll a 19 or 20, the whole mountain's going to avalanche.
Oh gosh.
Everybody make it. No, I'm just kidding. I got a 12. So.
okay.
All right, continue. Your Shatter, he does a con save, which he gets a 19.
Okay, he made it.
Yeah.
But he still takes half, which was 21. So half
Alright.
of 21 is 10. But he'll need to make a save of falling and all that.
Right.
And I don't know if she will too, because probably the.
All right. So
that
he
thing
makes
broke.
his falling save. He just kind of slides. He will land prone, but he won't suffer any damage. He'll need to use half his speed to stand up, as this whole chunk here has slid down, and all the snow from up here has gone down inward. Next up, it is Erlin's turn.
Alrighty. Can Azrael get to any of the giants without going into the... What is the thing called?
Hunger of Hadar.
Yeah.
She can get into the Hunger of Hadar, but she'd have to dash to reach any giant.
Alright, in that case, Azrael's going to just dash towards me.
Good.
Come as Azrael, dashing to get right next to you. You
And
can
I
use your
will-
bonus action to mount.
Yes, I'd like to get on. And yeah, that's my turn.
You are once again mounted. Pride shaken. Trials and tribulation on this mountain.
Electric boogaloo. Yeah.
Right. Okay. That was Erlin. It is now Zulkul's turn.
Okay. Zeta is going to hop up and try to get to the closest enemy. If it's a dash, it's a dash.
You're gonna have to burrow through, and you're gonna have to dash. And let's see. Burrow speed is 30 feet, 60 feet. Athletics check to get to the nearest target. I'm needing it.
Ah, piss.
Does not quite make it. You are surfing as she is, beautifully
Okay.
shark swimming through the snow. Doesn't quite make it in time. You can use a ranged attack though.
Yeah, I will Eldritch Blast. What the heck is up with the freaking wands? That is going to be 9 damage from my Eldritch Blast.
Feel my wrath. You deal 9 points of damage to the herder as it blasts into her some dark purple energy. And next up, it is Murad's turn.
I'm going to stand up, teleport 20 feet, and have Galadesh run towards me. I'm off the corner.
Of State Street at 7200.
Galadesh is running
There
towards
go.
you. Galadesh is going to go 50 feet, just about the 50 feet, 45 feet, and you'll mount with the bonus action.
Yep.
All right, 5 foot,
Have her dash back.
starting to head back in the right direction.
Oh, she didn't even in there.
Unless
She dashed to get to me.
Okay.
no, she didn't dash. Just she
She can run through this net, or he can run through this net regular
she'll
speed.
get no, but she'll get like this far
Oh, okay.
with
The remainder of the movement speed. Yeah. Because
Wait, how far-
she was?
I thought I had your Galadesh right.
So Galadesh was behind because I teleported.
That's
20
true. Okay, so she didn't have to go too far. Going back around like this. Okay. Awesome. And unless you're throwing your axe,
I can't see nobody, so
you
no.
can't. That's true. Good call. Next up, it is the giant's turns. Half his movement speed to stand up. Ugh, he runs forward to Zulkul, but she will get the chance to attack first. She is going to.
Shield! No, I'm shielded. Sorry. Hold on. That's what I meant.
She is going to attack you. 13 won't make it, but a 25 will still hit
That
you.
is
I
my
believe.
armor class right now with the shield.
She clobbers you
Uh-oh.
for 25 points of damage
I'll take this first 25.
with her log, and this guy comes up and he is going to hit you. He's going to attack. Oh, I gotta stand up, dude. There we go. And he's going to attack, and that is going to be a 16. Doesn't hit you.
No.
Okay, cool. He's going to use an action surge as this is the captain. And that's going to be a 23 to hit you, which is still a miss.
No, just because of shield. Oh,
You
thank
were a
goodness.
beautiful tank. You could have, if those had hit you,
Probably
you would be
dead.
you would be
Yeah.
dead. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
oh,
he had hit you
jeez.
with both of his heavy attacks. What I've done I've modified my giants a little bit. I want them to hit harder, but not necessarily be as accurate to balance it a little bit for combat. So these frost giant warriors deal quite a bit more damage, and giants deal quite a bit more damage with less attacks. So next up, it is. They've just gotten lucky and only been thrown so far. Next up, it is Narada's turn.
With human cannonballs.
I make a great football. I'm just saying.
So Narada, you were right here. With your glide, you're definitely able to go like this and come and attack the herder. That would be your easiest target for you.
And I get. She's gonna get 9 damage because Shadow Crit.
Crit it again?
Oh my goodness.
I told you guys,
Roll
with
the
the
dice.
crit range, I made her on par with DPS on a single target with Zulkul. Yes. All right, so that's 90. Okay. Very badly hurt giantess. She is barely standing up as she just got wrecked into by Shadow Quill's lethal attacks into her vital areas. Gilby, it is now actually. Did you attack as well, or was that 90 inclusive altogether?
Yeah.
Gilby, it is now your turn.
Okay, I will cast another fireball to try to hit,
Those guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna get hit our time.
You're going to need to make a dex save, and you're going to need to make a dex save with advantage. If you make it, you take 0 damage. With advantage.
Okay. Really good.
Wait, do I have advantage? Do I have
That was
advantage or
almost
no?
bad.
I don't have.
You have advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, technically, this is your mounts making it. So you get to add your dexterity. You get to add 0 because you're mounted. I need to be make sure
no.
I'm doing that.
18.
SpaghettiOs.
That's a 13.
13. Okay, you'll take the full damage.
Cooking some freaking snake over here.
18.
Suspect?
Tasty snake.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
You make it. Okay, so you'll take 0 damage. You'll take the full brunt,
Okay.
which is
29.
29 for the
Danny,
fire
you're
giants or
killing me,
or
Smalls.
regular.
Some roasted
That's the
snake
regular.
tail.
That's
The
just
regular, so
regular.
29. Okay.
So they'll
the
take
giants.
I'm at
Who?
Oh, wait.
What's your spell save?
My spell save is
54.
16.
They make the spell save for half, But so it's
the only
39 for
one you
them
ended up
half.
hurting, Danny, was me.
Okay, got it.
Fuck me.
Damage. Still fire.
Still a lot of damage altogether, burning both of the fire giants, frost giants who kind of kicked up snow to try to block it and duck down a little bit and cover themselves. Next up, it is Erilyn and then Zulkul.
Can I get to anything? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Oh wait, whoops. Sobek didn't go, by the way. I'm sorry.
Right?
Yes.
You can dash and then you can use your action, but Nightmare, aside from the aura, won't be doing any actions for
That's
damage.
cool. Am I close enough to use a melee, or can I use my bolter?
You can use melee. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just do that. So my lowest hit was an 18.
They hit.
Okay, great. And then I do 13 damage.
All right.
I'm sorry, 14 damage.
Okay.
Because that 1 point really matters.
You come in and you get a hack in, I assume regular sword attack, not a smite, into the back of the frost giant warrior. And then Sobek was going to do Sobek's attack.
Yeah, sorry.
To her?
I forgot. So he got a 24 to hit, so he did 33 damage.
Alright, with Nareda in the way, Sobek's going to have to move, which I think he still had movement.
Oh, but would he have to go in through
Yes.
the... Oh, okay, then never mind. He wouldn't. He would just stay there.
Okay.
Actually, I got hit. Let me roll my Constitution since it's a...
Concentration check.
Yeah, I got it. Sorry, Danny.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't go through it.
Yeah, just barely, because that's exactly
Okay.
what I needed.
Holding off because of difficulty to get to the target, it is now Zulkul's turn.
No, wait, Erilyn, could she make it? Oh, yeah, you did
Erilyn
damage.
went.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got confused because we went back.
Yeah,
to
all good.
Now the question is
Okay.
would Zulkul keep that orb going? We know there's nobody there.
Right.
I'll drop it now. Seeing as all the giants are finally ran.
Yeah, it's your turn. You drop your
Okay, I
concentration
am moving my Hexblade Curse from the one that just died to the one that's
in front of you.
In front of me.
The herder. Okay.
Is she still alive? Or
She
did
is.
die? Okay, yeah, I'm going to attack that female giantess. And I got... That 10 was not a 10. I don't remember what it was. It's a critical fail. That's what it is. So I critically failed once. I did 16 hits, right?
16 hits.
Okay.
You come in for an attack and miss, and come in for your second attack, and she takes her log and she uses her full body weight to shove it into your face. You suffer 50 points of damage as a massive log of timber.
I'm going to have Zeta take that. I'm
Zeta
sorry, but-
heroically brings up her horn to block for you to take that 50
Takes
points
one
of
in the
damage.
chin.
Fuck me.
And that's from the
She's not going
non-warrior.
down. Yeah. Zeta, thank you. Anyways, and then so that's going to be, with my damage, that's going to be 29 damage. Yes.
Okay, sir. With your 29 points of damage, together you and Zeta stabbing and biting bring down the giantess. She collapses to the ground,
Hooray, I take more health.
bones crunching in Zeta's jaws. Next up, it is Murad's turn.
All right, I'm going to have Galadesh dash 50 feet,
Yeah.
and I'm going to teleport 20.
All right.
Does that get me to the giant?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Just barely. You teleport between Zeta and the giant. Just enough space for you.
Does a 15 hit?
A 15 does not hit the frost giant warrior.
Okay.
Barely missing.
Second one will hit.
Cutting into his armor. Second one hits.
It's 10 damage.
All right. The frost giant warrior is starting to look injured as he is bleeding with minor wounds. He then says, "Good attack, little one!" And he brings down his own axe to your head as he recklessly attacks as captain.
All right, Galadesh is going to take his legendary action in the shield.
Oh, good. That's going to be a 26 to hit.
It doesn't matter
That still hit me.
anyway.
It still hits you.
Yeah.
Brutal.
All right, suffering 65 points of damage from this heavy swing of his axe.
I get a half it.
Good thing you half it. Good thing the action surge was wasted earlier, and it is now Nareda's turn.
Yeah, no joke. I forget
This is-
about that.
I will squish you to jam. I'll take you all on.
That's a lot of times. No, I know. I'm saying you rolled a lot of 20s.
So top shadow quill.
I didn't mean you were rolling.
You glide over onto a
You
landing
rolled crit
point
twice.
on the slump snow over here and attack the giant. You will have advantage.
Okay. So it's gonna take 62 damage between me and Shadow Crew.
How much total? 62.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's
This giant is looking quite injured now as he's bleeding quite a bit more, being stabbed from the side, and he's just out of words now. He's just Erlen, it is now Gilby, it is now your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna. Well, Sobek's gonna run up, and I don't know if you can reach him.
Well, yeah, running atop bodies and things, he does that, like I
Okay.
said before, he has a 10-foot reach because of his size.
Oh, that's right. So he'll attack with advantage, right?
Yeah, everybody has advantage on him now. Partly because he's surrounded and partly because he recklessly attacked.
Dang, he's still missed. You got a 15.
It's a
But-
great idea. All the actions behind this tree and fence, we're gonna let that fall down. Probably fell down from the battle anyway.
Okay, and I will use vicious mockery and say, you are the one that will be defeated. Big one.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
He gets a 15.
Nope, he didn't make
So
it.
he fails.
So he has disadvantage on his.
He has
next-
disadvantage on his next attack.
Yep.
All right,
And,
beautiful.
and he takes 2d4 damage, which
Ooh.
is not much. Wow.
Spicy.
3, 1,
Okay,
5. He takes
All right.
5 damage.
thanks. That's good. Erlen, it is now your turn.
Alrighty, so me and Azrael get as close to him as possible and attack. I attack twice, Azrael attack once. I crit and Azrael crits. So my blade ignites. I hit him in the face, and I do I did 65 damage, and then Azrael did 72 for a total of 137 damage.
Holy crap.
Dang.
You have smoted him.
Get smoted.
We're having Frost Giant tonight for dinner.
Okay. He turns around right as you come in and stab him in the face, hoof in the face, stab in the chest, and he collapses, falling down. Because he's receiving the blows from this direction, he's going to fall towards Murad. Murad, make a dex save of 10.
Sorry, Chief.
That's a 6.
You suffer 12 points of damage as you are buried into the snow like a Tom and Jerry cartoon, completely underneath.
Don't you
You guys
stop
will
your-
have to dig out your friend.
You still have your bardic inspiration, don't you?
Oh, that's right. I do have that.
Let's put that to use.
It's a d8.
That's a D8.
Yeah.
I probably would take the D6 over the 6.
I'll give you the 6. That's fine. I see that. Okay.
You wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, I would have failed.
Okay, you're able to barely go out of the way. Your
That is
foot
so
gets
funny,
stuck,
dude.
but you suffer no points of damage, and you get out of the snow, rolling down and standing back up to look at the frost giant. Soggy is trudging through the snow, and he runs up to the herder that is over here, and he begins to jump into pounding her with elbows and kicks and stomping her in the eye and bites onto her nose and and he just tries to take out frustration any way he can with his stumpy little arms, and he goes, "That's for eating my me woman. This was talc." And he just goes quiet and sits atop the corpse, kind of waiting and taking everything in. It's been a big day for him. He lost his arms. He found his son. Revenge. He had just lost his woman. What would you guys like to do next?
I'm stabbing the giant right next to him, just like, how you doing?
He just kind of gives you a glance and nods, and
I'll walk over to the
Zones
next giant
out.
and do the same thing.
I'm gonna investigate, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit next to Smoggy and just be like,
Terrible.
"This was for you, Smoggy,
Well,
for all
that's
that
a
you've been
10.
through." No, I'll just like pat
I do
him on
better
the
than
back.
everybody,
Like,
and I shouldn't do good. on
he's a little quiet. He, after a
No, I do.
pause
Yeah.
and
18.
kind of zone out, he nods and just, "Thank you, me boy. Thank you, Gilby."
and I'll just tell him, I will write a song
You would have imposed
about you,
disadvantage on me
about
'cause
this great battle, and you will be the protagonist of this song.
His eyes begin to well up in tears. He says, "You know how to do an old father proud." And he takes his stumpy arm and he caresses you as best he can. He says, "You've gotten so tall, I can't reach you no more." The truth hurts. How about those investigation checks?
I got a whopping 10.
Got a whopping 10.
18.
9.
9. Were
You
you
get 20.
20? Ooh. Okay.
Real for
wouldn't have
Narita
been
doing
investigating.
everything.
Yeah.
I would have been just comforting Smoggy, so I wouldn't have been.
Yeah. I respect. Okay. You guys find that there is on their persons some gold and jewels, and Smoggy shows you guys to a cave which is blocked by some rocks. You guys use your mounts to push the big heavy boulders out of the way, and some more elk begin to come out tentatively. They're tame elk, begin to wander out, and Smoggy just doesn't know what to do. He just goes, "Anybody want an elk?"
I'll be like, Sobek, have at it. Have some dinner.
Solbeck comes in and goes and begins to gobble up the elk. The elk begin to stampede out of the cave, panicked, and yeah, there's plenty of dinner for all the mounts who eat that kind of thing. Oh, and Smoggy says, "I have something back here in the caves now that all the elk have fled. Follow me, Gilby, follow me, boy." And he leads you into the cave. He takes a torch and he says, light this torch. You can't take it, actually. Light this torch and carry it.
I'll grab and I'll use Dragon Breath.
He's dragon breath. You light up this torch. He says, and I missed that. You don't know how I'll start fires now. He leads you to the back of the cave where there's some stuff that the slaves owned, and he says, "Here's me drums," and he gets the drums out and he kicks a couple of drums that go into a belt that he used to play back when he had hands.
Okay.
He says, "Give me the honor of playing me drums in your adventures, son."
I'll say, are you sure, Smoggy? I mean, these were yours. You played these for me while
Well,
I was a young
let me see. He kneels down in front of the drums and he begins to like headbutt them and like use the stumps on them. That just doesn't have the same quite ring to it, does it?
Poor dude.
Understood, Smoggy. I will take him.
Smoggy's drums, they grant +1 to the amounts of inspirations you can give out per day. They also have a unique ability for storytelling where you can use them to create a projection up to a 5-foot cube that has sound and green illusions, green translucent illusions. Kind of like on Star Wars where they have those, especially the Clone Wars, where they show the battles going on in the Clone Wars with all the droids and things marching on the maps. You can make it quite elaborate in this
Oh, that's cool.
this 5-foot cube, having noise. So if you needed to report something, it'll record the adventure, and you can play and have it show whatever you want it to show, and you can do that for up to 10 minutes once per day.
Wait, so you create like an illusion within the 5 cube space that allows you to be very intricate with
Very
what you're
intricate.
putting in there and
Think of it
tell
as
a story.
TV projector with
Yes.
sound for a 5-foot cube. It is translucent, so it's not like
It's
people are
4-dimensional.
going to wonder if it's real or not, unless
that's
they're
right.
they're really low intelligence, which does happen in this world. But yes.
Okay. I feeling a closeness to Smoggy a bit because of his revenge tactics, and he's letting me steal the souls, essentially, of these people. I tried whittling and prosthetics.
Didn't do so hot.
How was your whittling?
My because that would be performance.
You may do performance, or you may do a dexterity roll.
Well, that's a 9 with
Okay.
the dexterity.
You make some clumsy prosthetics. Is this like, are you trying to make them hooks, or what are you trying to
Yeah,
make
essentially just like drumsticks that go straight to his hands, so he can play drums at least.
them? You made some very, very crude drums prosthetics that probably needs some leather to strap onto his stumps. And he says, "Oh, well, bless your heart. Thank you. I shall see if I can't put it to good use."
You seek
He
revenge in the
rubs you with
future.
with his stumpy arm. And he says, "Well, where do you rest your capes for the night?"
We were resting in Tide Town,
Oh, Tide Town. I haven't been there in such a long time.
but apparently there are purifiers there that are. It would probably not be a good idea for us to head back there for right now. So we have really kind of nowhere.
How long have they been there long? How long do you think they'll be?
I don't know. We were just given a report that they were there, and just to wait a few days before trying to head back.
I see. And this is your full group? You're all ex-purifiers.
Well, we are missing one.
Oh, is he back at Tide Town then?
Apparently he hid on the ship and didn't want to get off the ship when we got here.
He went and scouted the area for
That's
more
right.
stragglers and survivors of the village that you guys were just at.
Okay.
At the beginning of this.
He'll
Okay.
probably meet us.
He says, "Oh, well, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to tag along, and at least for now, I know you live a dangerous life, but better than me traveling on my own. So,
And I'll say, it'll always be a pleasure to have you with us, buddy.
thank you, me boy.
And you'll always have me by your side when you need me.
Thank you. It means the world. Maybe Mr. Whittler can whittle me a whistle prosthetic, and then I can.
I'd be like, I take the challenge. No!
You work on it. It's going to take some time, but we see how that will go.
Yes. Wow.
That is a great place to stop. Let's go ahead and give you guys your gold. You guys find they don't have a lot of gold, but you find some valuable things that are worth some currency, skins and things. You guys are able to accumulate about 250 gold a person from this whole adventure. Most of their equipment and weapons are just too big and not catered to medium-sized creatures to use.
Somebody could use his teeth and just...
I think he'll do more damage as he
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
All right.
250, you said?
250. Okay. Yes. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody, for our latest episode of the Painted Dungeon. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you enjoyed our new scenery today, and we have some more new and very, very exciting cream of the crop stuff coming in just a few more weeks once we get everything finished printing and painted. Thank you, and farewell.
Bye.